big coming Carlos said he had a lit pregame and I could pull up on him. Tryna roll. For real? Bet. Pull up to the pregame. Yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Hey. Pull up to the pregame. Yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Hey. Catch a vibe, come and meet the team. Come and kick it with your fave 3. Chop it with us, come and join the stream. Trust me, y'all, it's must see. It's a culture party if you partaking. Hottest podcast, it ain't no debating. It's ringing off cause it's so engaging. Let's keep it y'all. You won't find this on no other page. This kind of talk, this kind of cloth right here is tailor-made. Tryna have fun, we the plug then. It's for the people so the culture win. Need an outlet, then tap in. Come tap in. We keep it fresh with the content. We even got Bash Stop and Carolina Blitz. And Shot from P&P, they're a perfect fit. Cause what's the point of a pregame if it ain't lit? It's lit.
Yo. What is up? What is popping? What is up with everybody? What's good with you? Welcome back to the pregame. We in here. We live. And while you edit, like, comment, and subscribe. So I'm trying to get it working on Instagram. Something's working. Something's not working, but it's all good. We're going to keep it moving. What's up, everybody? I'm looking at everybody in the chat real quick. Everybody's coming in. I appreciate y'all showing up to the pregame. As you see, I'm by myself right now. Shout out to my co-hosts, Shad and Vashti. They had a few things to take care of. They're gonna try to come in today, but if not, it's just me. It's just me today, and we gonna vibe out. All right. So while I am trying to get this Instagram to work, I want you all to tell me what you all are pulling up with. What you pulling up with today? If you are new here, what I mean by pulling up, if you remember back in the day, you know, or for some of y'all who are a little younger, who still do this to this day, you know, you go into the pregame, you got to pull up with something. You can't come up empty-handed. You know what I'm saying? You got to bring a plate of food, something to drink, something, right? So what are you pulling up with today? So instead of saying this like as terms of an item, right? We're talking about like your week, like a verb or a noun or something that you're pulling up with, right? Something that you're pulling up with. So let me know what y'all pulling up with. What you're pulling up with. Okay. All right. I see somebody here pulling up with big energy. Look, I need some energy. It's been a long week already. Right. I need some energy. So I need you. I'm gonna feed off y'all today. All right. We got a lot to talk about. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun podcast. It's gonna be a fun one. We got a lot to talk about today. Pulling up with chill vibes. Okay. I like the chill vibes. Pulling up with new opportunities. I like that. Pulling up with appreciation. Come on, y'all want to pod? Y'all want to get on the pod? Because y'all over here preaching. I respect it. Pulling up with new opportunities. Pulling up with appreciation for life. What am I pulling up with? I'm pulling up with myself. That's what I got. What Mariah Carey say? I'm gonna do the best I can with what I got. All right, that's what I'm pulling up with today. I'm pulling up with myself. All right, so I am fixing the Instagram thing right now. Instagram want to be funny, but it's all good. We're gonna do that right there, and if it works, let me see if it works. It may not work for me, and if it don't, oh, there we go. We back. Okay, so let me do my intro one more time for the people on Instagram. What up, y'all? It's your boy Carlo, aka if you don't know. Y'all like that soundboard? Y'all like that one? That's a new one. I'm gonna do it one more time for those who didn't catch it. What's up, y'all? My name is Carlo, aka Yeah, that used to be my jam, y'all. Like senior year of high school, that was my joint. You couldn't tell me anything. I was riding in my mama's minivan going to school, and that song was popping, right? Rest in peace, Shawty Low. That was my jam. That part came on right here. This was my anthem. You couldn't tell me nothing. That was my jam, y'all. So yeah, I'm pulling it with myself. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot to talk about today. We're gonna do a starting lineup, but this time it's gonna be different. It's all the audience as well. So the starting lineup today, and I want y'all to get y'all's 5 ready. And you know how we do it on this podcast. You go from 5 to 1, right? Football season is over. And yes, I am a little sad about it, man. Like I love football. I love football. And you know, I am a Panthers fan, and so I'm excited about it. And we're getting into the offseason, which the offseason is going to be a lot of fun because we got a lot of different free agents we can come up and everything. But during this time, it's this lull season, right? Yes, basketball is going on, but basketball don't get good until later on when it gets closer to playoffs, right? And as a Lakers fan, things ain't looking good for us right now. Bron needs you to get together, get them boys together. But this is the time where I'm like, all right, any shows I need to catch up on, any movies I need to catch up on, all those different things. Like that's the time for me to catch up on those things. So the starting lineup tonight, and like I said, I want y'all all in this. I'm feeding off y'all's energy tonight. All right. So I got people on Instagram. I got people on YouTube. I need y'all feeding off y'all tonight. Starting lineup movie snacks. And yes, I am judging your movie snacks, right? Whether you're going to the theater or whether you are going to, like, whether you're watching a movie at home. Like, what are those top 5 snacks that you go to, right? That's what we're going to do in a day. All right. So we're going to do that towards the end. We're going to get into it. So you know how we do. I appreciate y'all for pulling up on me.
Pull up on me. Pull up on me.
Let's get into it. All right. So, boom. You know how we do. All the viral things that have happened this week or recently. And well, like last week or something like that. So we got 3 things to go through real quick. First things first. I'm not sure if y'all know who Caitlin Clark is. We talked about her a few weeks ago on this podcast, but Caitlin Clark, baller. Let's just call it what it is, a baller, right? I think she averages around like 32 points a game, which is ridiculous. So if you don't know, she plays for Iowa. And Cheryl Swoops, who is an absolute legend. All right. She's a WNBA legend. She came out and said something that was pretty viral, and some people had something to say about it. But she said that she didn't feel as though, based on watching these 2 particular players play, she didn't think that Angel Reese, who plays for LSU, who, if y'all remember last year when she was playing Caitlin Clark, she did the "You Can't See Me," right? She didn't feel as though that Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark would really make an impact in the next step of their career, which is the WNBA. They didn't think that their game translated. So of course, like, you know, this is her opinion, right? She's on a podcast, she's on a show, her opinion. And people got really, really upset about that. So as you can see here, if you can't read what is on this lady's shirt here, is a lot of people that went to the next game after Cheryl Swoops said this, and they had shirts in black and yellow. Shout out to the black and gold. Don't be a Cheryl, right? And so everyone knows that the viral saying is "Don't be a Karen," right? Everybody heard about that and the reasons why. I'm not going to get into that, right? But they had all these shirts and they wore them proudly, saying "Don't be a Karen." I mean, don't be a Cheryl, excuse me. So I thought about this thing, right? And I said, all right, so these random people, right, who may not know who the legend of Cheryl Swoops is, right? They said, "Don't be a Cheryl." And so I thought about this thing. I said, all right, so Cheryl Swoops. So you're saying don't be someone who was all decade WNBA? Someone who is the 2-time all defensive team? Don't be the 3-time defensive player of the year. Don't be a Hall of Fame inductee. Don't be a top 15 out of 15. Don't be Cheryl Swoops, a legend. Here's the thing. Shout out to Cam Newton. Cam Newton started this conversation. As a fan, I never been in a professional player's shoes, right? So as a fan, I can only speak from a fan's perspective. But when somebody comes on, whether it be a radio show, whether it be a podcast, whether it be I don't know, whether they come out and tweet something, if they come and say, hey, this is how I feel about a particular player, all we can do is respect it. We may not agree. We may not agree, and that's fine. But at the same time, they played on the level that these people are trying to get to. So some form of fashion, they got some validity somewhere in that, right? So to say don't be a Cheryl is pretty wild to me, right? Like this Cheryl Swoop. If y'all haven't seen Cheryl Swoop, go to YouTube and just look at some of her highlights. She was a bucket, right? And this is her opinion. But to have shirts saying don't be a Cheryl based on, we know, come on now, like we know why you did the don't be a Cheryl, right? Because we already know the don't be a Karen thing. We know, all right? Like what's understood does not have to be explained. We know. But we're not going to sit there and act like Cheryl Swoops is just some regular person as well. All right, so moving on. That was the crazy thing. I was like, yo, y'all are really wilding for this, and they were proudly wearing those shirts. But y'all need to check her resume before y'all start coming at her like that. Moving on. This is shocking, right? Like I told y'all earlier, I'm a Lakers fan, right? Laker gang or don't bang, right? I've been a Lakers fan since Kobe. I was a Lakers fan because of Kobe, but I stayed. Here's the thing. Shout out to my boy Shad, man. Shad went on the morning huddle today. He was talking about there's a difference between like being a fan of a player and being a fan of a team. And Kobe Bryant was so good that I became a fan of the team, right? A fan of the team instead of being just an actual fan of the player. So if you don't know, the trade deadline ended maybe about a week or so ago now for the NBA. And sometimes, like usually, like the trade deadline is pretty popping. Like I enjoy, and shout out to my dad and my brother. We're big on like watching the trade deadlines and like throwing it in our chat of like, yo, this person got traded, or this and a third. I think in a past life, I would have been a general manager, probably of an NFL team in a past life, right? Like I enjoy looking at the transactions, looking at the contracts, looking at the cap space, seeing what you're gonna do, all the chess not checkers moves. I enjoy all of that. I enjoy experiencing it, seeing like what is this particular general manager going to do? Who is he going to trade? All those different things. It's fun. I enjoy it. But as a Lakers fan, man, it's been it's been very, very disheartening to say the least in terms of how our team is playing. If you don't remember, I think it might have been the first episode or the second episode of the pregame. We talked about the in-season tournament. Right, the Lakers won the in-season tournament, and ever since then, it's been downhill. It's been downhill for the team. So news come out. We don't know. Here's the thing about the media: when the media doesn't have a lot to talk about, they are Mr. Incredible, not Mr. Incredible, Mr. Fantastic in terms of stretching for the truth, right? And so there was something that came out. We don't know if it's true or not. These are sources, and we talked about sources before. Is it the sources of the streets? We're going to find out later. But they said that the Warriors tried to trade for LeBron before the deadline. Not Bron trying to go to the Warriors or Bron trying to get somebody, because we know Bron is big on trying to get somebody to join the team. We've seen that. But they said that the Warriors tried to trade for 39-year-old LeBron James. I saw that and I was like, wait a minute. So first off, I'm curious to know, who would you have traded from the Warriors, right, to get a 39-year-old? Now, granted, let's keep it a beam. Like I told you, I'm a Kobe fan, and we talked about this before on the pod with Vashti. You can be a Kobe fan and still support. Use the word support LeBron, right? And so, like, I support LeBron. He's on my team, so I'm gonna rock with him. The man is balling at an elite level at 39. You don't see this often in terms of the stats that he's putting up at 39, right? We have not seen something like this before. So the man is an animal there. But to hear that they tried to trade for him and they presented it to him, we all know Draymond Green is really good friends with LeBron. They said that he tried to text Rich Paul, who is his agent, trying to get him. I don't know. When I saw this is what I thought.
Let's not cap about that. That's not flex for the gram. Uh-oh. CAP.
I'm calling cap. I think that they may have just called and saw and see what he was doing. But we got to keep in mind, y'all, read the room, right? Like I told y'all, I am interested. If in a past life, I would have been a GM, right? And so as a GM, you gotta understand why people are saying what they're saying, why people are doing what they're doing. And if you look at LeBron's contract, this is his last season because he has a player option, right? He doesn't have a team option. He has a player option. The player option basically means that he has the option to opt in and get whatever money's in that contract or opt out and be a free agent. So with him being quote unquote disgruntled and saying, hey, I don't know what's going on with the team, this and the third, I feel as though, and this is my opinion, and like I said, as a fan, this is my opinion. I'm not saying this is Bible. I'm not saying this is law. This is Carlo's opinion. I feel as though that his team, his PR team, which is very solid, might have started to kind of leak these different things saying like, hey, this team may have wanted me. This team may have wanted me. I may be interested in doing something else. Oh, wait a minute. I don't believe in this team. This team is not performing in the way that it should be, so that one, you can up his contract when it comes time. He's all about the bottom dollar, up the contract. Or as you saw, something came out hours after this leaked, the Lakers might be interested in drafting Bronny, his son, which people have been talking about doing, right? Or people have been talking about wanting to do that because they know that'll bring Bron. I don't know, but I thought it was interesting. We'll see what happens from there. The third thing I want to talk about real quick is Sanaya Burks, right? Sanaya Burks goes to Rice High School. I'm not sure exactly where that is. I did not have time to Google it. But Sanaya Burks, if you ever see this, and I'm gonna tag you in this, I'm gonna cut this up and I'm gonna tag you. Sanaya, homegirl, you are a bucket. Okay, she's a Texas State commit. So she's in her senior year. She's going to Texas State next year. I'm gonna definitely keep an eye on you. My brother is big on women's basketball. He has shirts, he has hoodies, he pays attention to it. So she had this recent game this week. She had a 75-point triple double, 75 points, 19 rebounds, and 15 steals. And at first I was like, dang, she ain't had no assists. But if you got 75 points, you're not passing the ball. You on your Kobe. You on your Kobe right now, right? 15 steals, 19 rebounds. And so look, at first I was like, yo, this is crazy, right? What's going on? But then they posted a video. Hey, yo, they posted a video of who she was playing against, yo. She could have went for 90 because like she was balling, right? But shout out to you, Sanaya. You put your name on the map. 75 points, 15 steals, 19 rebounds. That's solid. That's crazy, right? So shout out to Sanaya Burks for what she did. I thought it was absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to see what you're going to do at Texas State, right? We've seen what South Carolina's doing. I wish you'd have went to South Carolina, right? with Dawn Staley in them, because Dawn Staley, she got those girls out there rocking. All right, they are undefeated right now. They just beat UConn before the Super Bowl. They're balling, right? But I'm excited to see what you're gonna do, and who knows? She's a Texas State commit. You know what I'm saying? But this might have put her on the map, and some other teams are probably looking at her. So we'll see. I'm gonna pay attention to see if she's gonna stay a Texas State commit. Because if you balling like that, some other big teams are gonna knock on your door, right? So shout out to Sanaya Burks. I'm gonna tag you on this. Salute to you. You a certified bucket. You feel me? All right. So let's go on, man. So here's the thing. Super Bowl recap, right? And I'm looking at the comments right now because I want the interaction right here, right? Because we about to talk about some meaty stuff right now, right? The Super Bowl was it has so many storylines in it, right? The Super Bowl recap, the Super Bowl solidified a lot for me, right? It solidified that Patrick Mahomes is one of them ones, right? Can I give him the greatest of all time? He's right. This is what I said to somebody earlier today at work, because they asked me, because it's like, yo, shout out to the people at work that watch this, right? They're like, yo, Carlo, what you gonna is Mahomes the GOAT? I say he's 1B right now, right? Now, granted, we know how many rings Tom Brady has. And Mahomes is not there yet, but we have to keep in mind, you have to credit the amount of time that he has gotten his rings compared to how long he's been playing, right? So I give him a 1B right now. Like, he is on his way to be the greatest of all times. You cannot bet against, you know how people say you cannot bet against Brady? You cannot bet against Patrick Mahomes. And it's getting to that point now. It's getting to that point where we are realizing that you cannot bet against Mahomes. This game was incredible. A lot of people were saying it was boring, and the people that were saying it was boring don't know ball. That's my thing. If you said this is boring, you don't know ball. You don't know ball, because the defenses were rocking. The defensive line, especially, let's talk about the 49ers, man. The defensive line for the 49ers were rocking that first half. Look, Steve Wilkes, which I'm going to get into in just a minute. So hold your horses. And if you got something to say about Steve Wilkes, I will drop the link and you can join me on this podcast right now, right? Because we'll get to Steve Wilkes in a minute. But Steve Wilkes and that defense held Patrick Mahomes to 3 points in the first half. 3 points. And then from there, Patrick Mahomes is, look, the game, halftime is all about what, y'all? Adjustments. Halftime is all about adjustments, and they made adjustments and they killed it, right? And then we can always talk about the different overtime things and the overtime rules. And I'm curious to hear from you all of what y'all think about the overtime rules. Should it change? Even though these overtime rules have been here for what, 2 to 3 years now? But we had people come out. Chris Jones, who is one of the defensive linemen for the Chiefs, came out and said, look, we had a plan. If they would have scored and we would have got the ball, we would have scored, and then we'd have gone for 2 to win the game. But then Kyle Juszczyk, who was a fullback for the 49ers, came out and said, we had no plan. We didn't know anything about the changes or the rules for overtime. Preparation prevents poor performance. If y'all know what that is. Preparation prevents poor performance. So I'm looking at the Instagram live right now. I can't pull your comments up here on the YouTube. So if you want your comments to come up on the YouTube, join our YouTube channel, like, comment, subscribe. But I'm gonna call this out. Shout out to my boy JT. He said he likes the new OT rules, man. This is the first year for those OT rules, which is all right. I appreciate that context. I like it too, man. Like, I think that it gives a chance for us to watch more football, and 2, the best team is going to win, and we're going to find out who that best team is. But poor preparation prevents poor performance. You have to be prepared. If you're going to do anything, be prepared. One thing my dad taught me growing up is hope for the best, prepare for the worst. You're going to hope that it works for you, but you better be prepared for when it doesn't work in your favor. And I think experience and preparation was in the Chiefs' favor, right? The other thing that I want to talk about is Travis Kelce, right? Travis Kelce, if y'all did not see, we're gonna get to Steve Wilkes, JT. And if you had JT, I will send you the link right now. If you want to get your points off, you want to sell that pedestal to talk about Steve Wilkes, we're gonna talk about Steve Wilkes. I will send you the link, bro, because we about to go in on Steve about Steve Wilkes. But first off, Travis Kelce. So if y'all did not see, at one point in the game, Travis Kelce pulled up on his head coach, a legend, an offensive guru, right? The man who is really the sauce behind Patrick Mahomes, if we're being honest, pulled up on him and said, all right, hold on. Let me join the YouTube, JT, and I'm going to send you the link. I'm going to put the link in the YouTube. If y'all want to join in and y'all want to say something about Steve Wilkes, because that man, first off, is a West Charlotte legend, a Charlotte legend, a Panther legend, and he deserves what we about to say today. I got my Undertaker. Shout out to the wrestling fans. Shout out to the wrestling fans. I got my Undertaker soundboard ready. I got my Ether soundboard ready because they did my boy dirty, right? But here's the link if you want to join. All right, so if you did not get a chance to see it, so basically he pulled up on him, like, right? He pulled up on him and he said a lot of explicitives. If you don't know pregame, we try to stay clean for the kids. We do it for the kids. But he said a lot of different things, and basically what he was mad at was, I think it was either a fumble. I can't remember off the top of my head. It might have been a fumble. It might have been something, but something happened where they did not get the first down and they had to either punt or something. I can't remember what happened, but basically Travis Kelce was not in the game. Now we all know Travis Kelce is not known to be a run blocking tight end. And I think it was a run. Either way, he was mad that he was pulled out the game. And not only it was a fumble. Thank you. It was a fumble. Was that the CMC fumble? Either way, not only did he run up and yell in front of Andy Reid, head coach legend, offensive guru, what I call him, the juice behind Patrick Mahomes. Not only did he yell at him, right? He bumped into, and I don't know, he got to be in his 60s, right? Close to maybe 70s. He bumped into him, almost made him fall and yelling in his face, right? Here's the thing, yo. It was the Pacheco fumble. Shout out to In Arena. So look, real quick. If y'all do not follow In Arena, follow my boys, right? They are a great show, great podcast. Go follow them, right? And also In Arena, we're gonna do a collab soon, man. Just wait on it. We're gonna do a collab. Either way, I'm curious. I'm gonna look at y'all's comments and everything. I want to know, like, what do y'all think about this particular thing that happened, right? Because here's my take on it, y'all. We talked about his stats. We talked about Travis Kelce's stats last week, right? We talked about whether he is a top 10. Whether he's the best tight end of all time. We pulled up his stats in terms of his stats compared to Tony Gonzalez. We put up his stats against Antonio Gates. We put up his stats against Witten from the Cowboys. We put up all these different stats to show where he is, right? Now, granted, those people, the average years that those people played were around 15 to 17 years. And he's on his, call it, 11th year in the game. And so his stats, granted, his yards are good. His touchdowns are right? So this particular, I still call him a legend, right? He pulled up on him and almost made him fall. Now, granted, here's my thing, y'all. Like, I'm not trying to pull the race card by any means, but I need to call a spade, right? If this was a black player, if this was an Antonio Brown, right? If this was a T.O., right? They would have been calling for that person to be suspended, to be fined, to be set down, all those different things. But the thing is, they just pulled it to the side and said, "Hey, look, he's just passionate, right? He's passionate about the game." What are y'all thoughts, man? Like, I'm curious to hear like what y'all think about this particular thing because I have my thoughts, right? Like, I appreciate that, like it showed his dog. Don't get me wrong. Let's call a spade a spade. Like, I'm big on like seeing those dogs show, but it's a way you can show that and not be disrespectful. Here's an example. Like I told you, I'm a Panthers fan. Cam Newton. It was a time where Cam Newton and he was with the Panthers. Ron Rivera was our head coach. And something happened where they did not get the third down, right? It was a game. It was a close game. They needed to get that. They needed to get the first down. They did not get it. And everybody knows, if everybody remembers Ron Rivera, they called him by his nickname, Riverboat Ron. And Riverboat Ron at that particular time was like, usually he would go for it. He would take that gamble. He would go for it. He did not go for it at this particular time. And he was going to call the field goal or the punt. And the passion, you see what I'm saying here? Passion, right? The passion here with Cam Newton, he was like, no, let's go for it. Let's go. But he never got into the face or pushed Ron Rivera. So much so that Ron Rivera said, okay, like I hear you. Let's go for it. And he actually went for it and they got it, right? So I think there's a difference. But in Arena said something so powerful. It's passion, him not getting scrutinized is privilege. That's a bar. That is a bar. It is passion, right? It is passion. It shows passion. But the fact they don't keep that same energy in terms of how they have done with other people. Let's use Robbie Anderson for another example, right? On the Panthers. Robbie Anderson got in the face of a wide receivers coach, talking about playing time, talking about getting the ball and everything. What they do to my boy, kicked him out the game. The next week, the following couple days, traded to Arizona, just like that. So it is passion, right? But him not getting scrutinized is privilege. And at first, I was really, really, really upset about this. But after he came back later on, he mentioned like, "Oh, like he knew he was wrong. He knew he was wrong in that. He mentioned, everyone loves to say they blacked out. I blacked out about the particular thing, all those different things. But he did apologize on it, man. But I think it definitely is privilege, man. But all I'm saying, moving forward, whenever anybody shows any type of passion, like Odell Beckham included. No, you're right. You're right. Oh, Robbie Anderson is not a Hall of Famer, though. I agree with that. Robbie Anderson is far from it. Shout out to, his name is Chosen now. Shout out to Chosen. He's not a Hall of Famer, but at the end of the day, passion is passion, no matter if it's a Hall of Famer or not. If you're showing passion about the game because of something that was going on, that's another sign of privilege, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's another sign. He's doing the same thing that Travis Kelce did. You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest thing I'm talking about is like, you just got to call a spade a spade. Like, keep the same energy no matter who it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, Robbie Anderson didn't put hands on anybody. Yes. Was he yelling? Was he in the face of somebody? Yes. But did he touch anybody? No. Travis Kelce was in the face of somebody and then literally pushed him, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother conversation, bro. It don't matter if he's trash, bro. Like, let's just keep it real. Yes, is Travis Kelce a bucket? Absolutely. And I'm pretty sure that they probably thought through like, if we leave Travis Kelce out, do we win this game? All those different things, right? And we can even go down to the Travis Kelce getting thrown the ball instead of Rashee Rice when he was wide open. They could have won the game in regulation. We could talk about all that, right? But it is what it is. You did that. You're on the biggest stage, and you basically just disrespected your Hall of Fame coach. That's another story, another time. But that's how I feel about it, man. Like, yes, was it a dog? Yes, but every dog needs to obey somebody at some point, right? Every dog's going to have a particular owner and know when to heel, right? Know when to chill. So I think that's the biggest thing. Like, yeah, you can show your passion, bro, but don't need to put your hands on her. And I understand it's the moment, right? It's Las Vegas. It's a Super Bowl. You want to be in on every game. I get it, bro. But yeah. And that's real. Hey, shout out to Philly Brown. Shout out to I gotta get you on. I gotta get you on the pod too, bro. But yeah, but everyone not Travis Kelce. I know it's a privilege, bro. It's a privilege part, bro. And I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna keep grinding, man. We out here. My two, like I told y'all, my two hosts, they got things going on, man. Stuff happens, but we out here. All right, so let's move on to the next thing, man. It's gonna be a fun one because I want to hear y'all's thing on this. And then I know I sent the link in any arena. If you want to come on, we're gonna talk about the Travis Kelce. I mean the what who am I thinking about? Oh, Steve Wilkes. Shout out to Steve Wilkes. We're gonna talk about the Steve Wilkes thing in a minute. All right, so if y'all don't know, man, Valentine's was last night, yesterday, right? Shout out to my wife, my boo, the one that supports me through all of this stuff, Olivia. I appreciate you. So I want to give you a shout out because you deserve your flowers, baby girl. Anyway, so Shams, who is a NBA reporter, Shams Sharina, I think that's how you say his last name. He is a NBA reporter. He is low key like the Woj. He's like Woj Jr., the Goodwill version of Woj. If you don't know who Adrian Wojnarowski is, but he's been on a lot of different shows. He's the one that puts out all the updates on what's taking place in terms of all NBA things. And then Kay Adams, who has been around for a while, and she has her own show, which I'm big on like little puns, right? And so her show, which I think is a genius name, I wish I would have thought of it and got some money for it, but it's called Up and Adams, right? Up and Adams, which I love. I'm like, yo, that's fire, right? It's it's a morning show, Up and Adams. Her last name is Adams. Fire, right? Shout out to Kay Adams. Anyway, he goes on the show a lot, right? And they've developed this particular friendship, right? And you can tell through their interaction that he was actually very interested in Kay Adams, but Kay Adams really wasn't showing that same energy. You know what I'm saying? So they had the it's been plenty of times where he's kind of like, smirked at her, and Twitter has taken it and ran with it and was like, Shams, shoot your shot. Da, 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 da. And apparently they went to Super Bowl together. And somebody on Twitter, I saw this on Twitter, somebody on Twitter they tweeted Kay Adams and was like, yo, you're at the Super Bowl, who you with? And she posted a selfie. And one thing about selfies, everybody know, I don't normally do this when it comes to my selfies, but a lot of people do this. They put the face-to-face kind of selfie. And she was there with my boy Shams, right? They were there. And she was like, yeah, I was at the Super Bowl with my bestie. She said I was there with my bestie. That's how I felt for him, right? You hear bestie. She's like, I'm waiting with my bestie Shams. We're having a great time. And Twitter took that and ran with it. You feel me? Ran with it. And this is how I felt. If y'all seen that meme, bro, and I wish I had time. Work killed me today. I wish I had that time to find the meme, and everybody knows it. But it's the meme. It's the meme with Andre Iguodala from the Warriors talking to my boy. I can't think of his name right now, but it's somebody from the Warriors, and he like, come here. Like, come on, get your act together. Like, I wanted to like post that and be like, yo, Shams, like, fight back, like, before I throw in the towel. And so here's my thing, yo. And this was the title of the pod today. If you're in the friend zone, can you get out of it? Can you get out of the friend zone when you have been friend zoned? Can you get out? I want to know from y'all. Can you get out of the friend zone if you've been friend zoned? And I got a story for y'all. I got a story, and this how it goes. Like I said, shout out to my wife, man, Olivia. She's the best thing that ever happened to me. So when we first started like talking, right? She was kind of, and yes, I've already talked to her and got approval to tell this story. All right. So when we first started talking, right, I slid in the DMs in the most, Generation X way you can do it, right? Slid in those DMs on Snapchat. And from there, we started talking, right? We started talking, and we figured out that we worked close to each other, right? In South Park. And me, I'm Steph Curry with the shot, boy. Like, I'm gonna shoot. I ain't gonna airball. I saw Philly put something in about airball. I'm not Sean's, bro. I'm not airball. I'm shooting the shot and I'm turning around and it's a bucket. You feel me? So let's see the snap. Hey, yo, hey, yo, I think she still has it. I think she took a screenshot of it. I don't have it anymore, but I think she took the screenshot. Either way, I'm Steph Curry with it, right? I don't care where I'm pulling up. If I'm hot, you already know when you hot, it feels like the goal is a pool, right? I'm just shooting. Turn around, it's a bucket. That's how I felt. Either way, we pulled up. We're just cordial conversation, right? We pulled up, and finally we got to the point where like, all right, let's have lunch, right? Let's have lunch. So we started, let's have lunch. And I was like, okay, all right, cool. Let's have lunch. I'm thinking it's a date. She thinking it's a lunch, right? So we had a lunch, whatever, and we were, talking, just catching up, right? We knew each other in college, so it wasn't like I just met her, right? We knew each other from college, since her freshman year, my sophomore year in college. So there was some type of history there, but at that particular time, we were just cool. Will I call us friends? No. See, that's the difference. We were cool. Either way, we were just catching up, vibing, what she been up to. And we got to the point where, lunch became a dinner, or hanging out. And she was kind of fresh out of a relationship in a way. And I've been single for a while. I was enjoying my world tour. I'll leave it at that. I was enjoying my world tour, and I was just chilling, you know what I'm saying? And so it got to the point where I think this is my side of the story. There's her side, my side, and the truth. This is my side of the story, y'all. Maybe I'll bring her on one day and we'll tell the full story. But I started feeling like she started feeling the brother. You know what I'm saying? And she had to like get her feelings in check and was like, you know what? Like, I'm not ready for that particular I'm not ready for a particular relationship. And I think that, we should just be cool. All right. Bet. And she said, I think we should be friends. So here's the point in time, and any guy in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Any guy in the chat who's watching right now who has heard that conversation, you have two choices. You got two choices to do from there. You can either concede defeat and be on your shams. He about to be a whole verb. Be on your shams and say, all right, you can be in that friend zone. Or you can tell like it is and say, this ain't what you want. Hey, this ain't like you can be real, right? You apply, come on, Brian, you apply that pressure. So here's what I did. I was in the middle, right? I said, look, we were texting. I was fresh off work. I'll never forget this day. So I said, all right, look, I respect your decision. I respect your answer. However, one thing that I want to let you know and be clear on, that I'm not trying to be just your friend. I'm not trying to be just your friend, right? I see more than this. However, in the meantime, we can be cool, but I just want to let you know where I stand on that. And I'm standing on business. You feel me? That's how I came about it. That's how I came at her on it. And she respected it. You know what I'm saying? And years later, we're married with two beautiful sons. You feel me? So that's the thing, man. You have to be real with it. And Sham's response on this was on Valentine's Day, he sent Kay shoes that he was wearing at the Super Bowl that she commented on and was like, oh, those are really cool, expensive shoes. I don't know why you're wearing at the Super Bowl. And he presented the same shoes with her and was like, yo, I can't remember what he said. It was something along the lines of deep admiration for you and these particular shoes. And I thought that was interesting. And I was like, yeah, you're gonna be sucking that friend zone, my guy. And it's gonna hurt when she gets somebody else. And all you're gonna be is sitting there as her bestie. It's your bestie, Miss Westy. That's what you're gonna be, bro. You gotta stand on business. You feel me? You gotta be real and tell her, like, this is the I'm drawing a line here. This is what I want. This is what I can provide, and this is the zone that you're not gonna put me in. You feel me? That's what it is, and that's what Shams needed to do. All right, and facts. You say I'm just a friend. That look, Shams, bro. I'm doing my Andre Iguodala right now. Like, bro, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Say it with your chest, bro. Say it like, bro. You got her number, bro. What you doing? Text her. Hang out with her, bro. Like, what we doing? Stand up. Stand up. So look, I want y'all, if y'all are praying, people, man, pray for Shams, man. Pray for Shams, man. He gonna get it together. He gonna get it together. I believe in you, Shams. Just like you do those breaking tweets for all the NBA people, I believe you're gonna do a breaking tweet and say you with K. You know what I'm saying? Every kiss begins with K. Come on, bro. Right now, you at D. I need you to get to E, F. You got to keep going, bro, to get to K in the alphabet, bro. Keep going. All right. Gotta stand up, man. Say it with your chest, bro. All right. Move on to the next thing, man. Handle my light work. All right. So if y'all don't know who this guy is right here, shout out to Hemi Hartway. And I'm going to tag you on this video when I clip it. But Hemi Hartway is somebody I follow on Twitter. And this man said that. Hey, yo, this man said that Brandon Ayuk looks like Mike Tomlin with dreads. And I thought that was the absolute hilarious thing. He went viral for it. But he does look like Mike Tomlin with dreads. But this is Brandon Ayuk, all-pro receiver for the 49ers. Crazy year. Like, the man was balling. If y'all don't remember seeing him in the NFC Championship, he had the catch where it bounced off somebody's helmet and he just found a way to catch it. He's a baller, bro. Absolute baller. And he came out he was very disgruntled after the Super Bowl. He tweeted something saying, and this is a bar. Let me get my Undertaker stuff ready because this was crazy when I saw this. He said, because of his touchdown, because of that catch he had bounced off the helmet, somebody caught it. They like that put them in the lead to get to the Super Bowl. And he said, don't forget where you came from. Don't forget who got you there. I said, whoa. Okay. He said, don't forget what got you there. Basically, don't forget who got you to the Super Bowl. Right? This man was probably one of the best receivers for the 49ers. Deebo Samuel I call him like the Swiss Army knife. You know what I'm saying? He's going to run. But this man had 1,300 yards receiving. Baller. But he had, well, I'm not saying he had. Let me change that. His girlfriend, shout out to her for standing on business, protecting her man. You know what I'm saying? She came out and said a lot of different interesting things around the 49ers and basically said, like, we out. We are not coming back. It is what it is. We're not coming back. Y'all, he's an all-pro receiver, and you only throw it to him 3 times in the Super Bowl. Y'all forgot who he is. We're out of here. And it made me think about something that I want to talk about tonight. I have been seeing a lot of family members stand on business recently. Stand like 10 toes stand on it, right? Example. Like I told y'all earlier, man, I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. And our offensive coordinator last year, shout out to Thomas Brown, man, had a bad experience there. He has so much potential, man. So I'm not talking no trash about Thomas Brown. But because of the whole particular system, we're not gonna get into it. His wife went on Twitter and said some things because a lot of people were coming at the offense and what we were doing. And she basically said, not he, oh, we're fired already. We're just basically waiting to the end of the season. Right. And so here's my question for you all. Do you think that players use their family members to speak their truth? Because it's becoming very, very, very popular for the brothers, the sisters, the families, the dads. We've seen this. We've seen this a lot with a lot of different things, right? We saw OBJ's dad come out and say, is Lamar Jackson MVP, by the way. I'm not sure why he even came out saying it was his fault. He wasn't passing the ball to OBJ, but a lot of family members are starting to stand on business and say things about the particular experience. Do you think that players do that? And shout out to Brian real quick. This is real. I think players got to stop letting friends and fam speak for them. That's real because it's messing up the bag. It's messing up their next opportunities. And we got to keep in mind, owners talk and they will blackmail you. They will put you on the blacklist and make sure that you don't get another check, right? At the end of the day, truth is truth, right? And just like media and owners and GMs have the right to come out and say different things, players have the same right to say things. Example, Philadelphia Eagles came out recently and said Hassan Reddick, a Pro Bowl rusher, edge rusher, has requested a trade from the Philadelphia Eagles, right? And a couple days later, Hassan Reddick came out and said, wait a minute, you said that I requested a trade?
Let's not cap about that. That's not flex for the gram. Uh-oh. CAP.
Yes, cap. No, I didn't request for a trade. And this reminds me of the Cam Newton situation when he was at Carolina, where they came out and said Cam Newton requested a trade. And he came in the comments of that post and said, let's not flex for the gram. Let's not flex for the gram. I did not request a trade. And so it's just very interesting to see that this is happening. And so I'm curious to see if this is going to be a more popular thing or players going to finally kind of say like, yo, chill out. Like, I did not request this. I did not request a trade, or like, fam, like, I love y'all, but I didn't request that. So it's very, very, very interesting. All right. So here's the thing. The next thing I want to talk about, and we're going to be very careful with this because I don't want the beehive to get me, right? And I ain't going to say nothing crazy about Beyonce because I love Beyonce. But Beyonce broke the internet on Super Bowl, y'all. Beyonce broke the of the net. All right. So if y'all did not know, Usher had a good performance, y'all. Alicia Keys, a little scary, but Usher had a good performance. And everybody feels like Usher should have had his moment, right? He should have had his moment. He was the star of the halftime, but after halftime, maybe a little bit, I can't remember exactly how far. I can't remember what quarter it was in, but Beyonce had a commercial with Verizon, and Verizon paid her $30 million, by the way, for this commercial, for this minute-long commercial. But it was talking about her breaking the internet and trying to do different things, whether it be running for president, Twitch, all these different things. It was a really cool, unique, creative commercial. But at the end, she was going to space and she said, now it's time to drop some music. Now I was there at home with my family, and my sister immediately picked up her phone like, oh, Beyonce's dropping music. And eventually she did, but it was country music, right? And a lot of people, I've seen a lot of different things on social media, and I want to see y'all's thoughts on this. So I'm gonna be watching the comments here. Of course, like I told y'all, if y'all on Instagram right now, I cannot pull up your comments on the screen. So if you want your comments on the screen, join the YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. But a lot of people are saying, shout out to Beyonce. We love Beyonce, but she should have given Usher his moment. And I thought that was really interesting, right? I feel like Usher did have his moment, right? I feel like he has a superior elite PR team, because if you don't know, Usher does not get paid for halftime. Any of the Super Bowl performers do not get paid for halftime, for the halftime performance, because a lot of their money is going to come on the back end. And what I mean by back end is if you do it right, your streaming numbers are going to increase. And I think they talked about Beyonce and Rihanna. They increased their streaming numbers by like 300%, which is absolutely ridiculous. So their streaming sales are going to increase, but Usher did it right. Now, granted, I understand Riri was pregnant. She could not do a tour. She hasn't done an album in I don't know how many years, but this is Usher's first solo album, I think, in 8 years. This man dropped the album on the Friday of Super Bowl. On that Thursday, dropped a whole tour. This man he's racking up money. Right now, he's estimated to make $100 million off the Super Bowl alone, bro. Alone. What are y'all thoughts, man? Should he have had his moment? And a lot of people saying like he had his moment, right? He had his moment, but a lot of people understand like the moment is the entire experience, the entire Super Bowl. At the end of the day, Beyonce has broke the internet. She is going. I saw somebody say something in the comments one time. It's like she's going to expose generational racism because doing this particular country album. So much so that in Oklahoma, somebody posted a email that they received from an Oklahoma country station where they have went out and requested Beyonce's show, like Beyonce's song. I don't know if it was 16 Carriages. I think it was Texas Hold'em. Either way. Oh, wait a minute. This is a hot take. 16 Carriages is decent in that Texas Hold'em. I like Texas Hold'em. I thought Texas Hold'em was good. I'm not even a big country fan. My wife loves country, so I know a little bit, but I thought it was interesting. But I like Texas Hold'em though. Either way, they requested Texas Hold'em in Oklahoma. They say, hey, can you play this particular song? And their response was, we do not play Beyonce on this station. That was their response. We do not play Beyonce on this station. I thought that was very, very interesting. Granted, they came back later after they found out what these songs were, and it was like, oh, wow. Okay, so she's going to this particular country lane. And this was their response. If other stations start to play her music and she starts to chart, then we'll consider it. And in my eyes, I'm like, if I am the CEO or the boss of that station, I'm trying to be one of the first ones. Like this, Beyonce's going to bring in money, right? But this is what they said. Look, you can look it up. I'll share it if you want to see it, but this is what they said. It is on there. People have commented on it. They have come out and made statements on it in terms of PR, but this is what they said. And I thought it was very interesting. My take on it, man, Beyonce can do whatever she wants. She's a boss. If she wants to break the internet, break it on, baby girl. Do your thing. And I think it's gonna be interesting to see how she does the country. She's a great singer, and I think here's my take. And I said this to someone earlier. I could be completely wrong, but if I'm right, I'm gonna clip this and post this later. But I appreciate artists who step out of their comfort zone to do things that are out of the ordinary. This is probably one of the reasons why I like Kendrick Lamar, because he's always doing something different with his albums, right? So if you think about it, she did this EDM dance house music for Act 1. She's going to this country music Act 2. Someone has told me that Lemonade was like the initial experiment of kind of testing these particular songs. My guess is that she will probably go rock in Act 3. I could be completely wrong. And if I'm completely wrong, hey, look, I'm a fan. But if I'm right, you better clip this and tell somebody that I stood on business and said she going rock. But that's just my piece. I think the next album is rock. All right, last thing, man. I told y'all we're going to get into it, so we're going to get into it. We're almost over an hour. I want to make sure this stays short and sweet. Starting lineup. So, like I told y'all, man, my two co-hosts aren't here, and this is where it gets hot. This is where it gets spicy when it comes to our starting lineup. We do this often, and basically what this is where we create our top 5 of a particular topic, right? We have done Usher songs. We did that before the Super Bowl. We have done sitcoms. We have done our top 5 pregame songs, and it gets real spicy in the chat, right? The chat goes crazy during this time. We go back and forth on it. It's so much fun. But today I'm going to interact with y'all. I'm looking at the Instagram live. I'm looking at YouTube. I want y'all to go in with me, right? So what we're doing today, I told y'all we're doing movies, right? Movie snacks, not just movies, movie snacks. So quick disclaimers, because we always gotta have the rules. We all had disclaimers. Can you have popcorn and can you have it twice? Yes, because it's different kinds of popcorn. Yes, I get it. We cool with that. You can do that. And it doesn't matter whether like you can have theater snacks and you can have at home snacks. I said that earlier. You can have those options. All right. So I know that this is on a delay because what I'm saying, you're probably going to hear in about 10 seconds. But what we're going to do is I want y'all to throw in your number 5. Your number 5 movie snack. What is it? Drinks? Yes. Good question. Great clarifying question. Drinks can be included, right? Yeah, drinks is not a snack, but I get where you're going. And I got that in my top 5 too. I got that in my top 5 too. And I know where you're going with this. So this is my podcast. I make the rules. You can include drinks. You can include drinks. That's what we're going to do. You can include drinks. So top 5 movie snacks. So go ahead. Everybody start throwing in your top 5s. Throw in your top 5s. And while everybody's throwing your top 5s, like I said earlier, man, continue to like every video that we post, comment, subscribe. It helps the algorithm out. People get to see what we're doing out here. We're at 105 subscribers in 6 weeks, y'all. 105 subscribers in 6 weeks. Oh, first off, I will stop my rant real quick. Chaz, there's no way. Only got top 3? No, you need 2 more. You got 2 more, bro. You got 2 more. I don't want to hear it. We're at 105 subscribers in 6 weeks. We're trying to continue to go. We're on a road to 200. We want to keep going, man. I feel as though this is probably one of the hottest podcasts out here. You don't see a lot of people doing what we're doing out here with merging pop culture and sports. All right. So tell somebody to pull up on me.
On me. Pull up on me.
All right. So number 5. What is your number 5? Diet Coke. Popcorn. See, here's the thing. It's a type of popcorn because I got popcorn in both of them. Popcorn. All right. So mine is theater popcorn, right? Theater popcorn. And the reason being, like, theater popcorn, it can be hit or miss, right? It depends on when you get it. If I'm going to a theater, I like to see that particular person, whoever's making it, make it in front of me. I don't want the one that was sitting in the warmer for a while because it's probably stale. I want to see you make the popcorn right in front of me. I want to see you scoop it, pour the butter, shake it, throw a little salt, shake it, pour a little more butter, shake it, salt, and then we good, right? That's all I want to see. So theater popcorn is my number 5. Let's talk through this, man. I see number 5. I see popcorn here. Bunch of Crunch. That's a good one. Crunch is not bad. I probably wouldn't pick it in my top 5, but it's not terrible. Sour Skittles. That's interesting that Sour Skittles is that low. I love anything sour, but Sour Skittles is a fire one. So I'm cool with Sour Skittles as well. I see people putting in their number 1. Come on now. Listen to the rules. You at number 2. We at number 5. You know what I'm saying? We're going 5 to 1. All right. 5 to 1. So let's go. All right. So the next thing I would say, gotta have a gummy to Mad Dog. Hey, yo. If you know, you gotta have the gummies. The gummies, one of the gummies is in my top 5, but we'll get down to it. Not the Mad Dog, though. All right. So number 4. Everybody drop your number 4 in the chat. All right, throw the 4s up. Put your number 4 in the chat. The number 4 thing, your movie snack, right? Your movie snack that you want to do. Like, what is that number 4 for y'all? All right. Junior Mints. Look, I was going back and forth on whether I wanted the Junior Mints in. I was like, yo, Junior Mints are good, right? They definitely will open up your sinuses if you got a good batch. But it's solid. Ooh, I can't believe you had this that low, right? Hey, yo, shout out to my mama. I got icy as my number 4 too. You look, whenever I'm going to a movie theater, I gotta have an icy. And if you a real one, if you a dog, if you a real one, you're gonna have the mix. I don't care what they got, except for Coke. You don't mix with Coke. If you want a Coke icy, you get the Coke icy by itself. But if they got the blue raspberry and they got the white cherry, you get them both. I want a mix of the blue raspberry and the white cherry. I want a mix of both. You gotta have both, yo. You gotta have it. You gotta have it. So it looks like I disconnected from yeah, we're just gonna remove that. So you gotta have them both. You gotta have them both. All right. So number 3, throw your number 3 in the chat as you're pulling up your number 3. Reese's Pieces. So I have to be in a mood for peanut butter and chocolate. I gotta be in the mood. Like if I'm in a mood for that, then I'll grab the Reese's. I'll grab the Reese's Pieces. I gotta be in the mood. Twix is a good one. Twix is an underrated candy bar. First off, it's an underrated candy bar. Ooh, I didn't even think of this, but I don't necessarily consider it as a movie snack. That's a go-to top candy bar, which that could be a whole nother starting lineup in terms of top 5 candy bars. So you might have something on there. You gotta mix it. You gotta mix what? What you mixing? What you mixing? Because I'm curious. It's mixing what? Like, what are you mixing, bro? Okay, so number 3, egg popcorn with the extra butter. The extra napkins. Yeah, you gotta have some extra napkins, bro. You gotta have some extra napkins for sure. Because if you get the extra butter, bro, you gotta wipe your hands off. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're trying to pick up your phone. If you're at the theater, you want that grease and all that crazy stuff all over. So you gotta have the extra ones. Okay, I'm cool with that. So my number 3 is Sour Patch Kids. This is where Sour Patch Kids come into play, right? I feel as though if you're going to the movie theater, Sour Patch Kids are great. Here's my reasons why. One, you get that sour piece, right? First they're sour, then they're sweet, right? You get that sour and that sweet, but they're gummy, right? They're gummy as well. And so I get the mix of both. I get a little sour, I get a little sweet, and I got a gummy. Sour Patch Kids are gas. Oh, wait a minute. Whoo! This is underrated. And if I don't know if this is JT or if this is Carrick, but if it's Carrick, I used to work out with Carrick often, and that sour bite crawlers used to be my pregame before the workout, my pre-workout stuff. Man, I love sour bite crawlers. Gas. Yes. I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think of it as a movie snack. That's just like a go-to gas station snack. You feel me? Water. I like the watermelon Sour Patch Kids, right? But I feel like if I'm going to the movie, I need a little bit more than just watermelon, right? I think that the 2 top ones for me are the red and the blue, right? And I don't even know what flavors are. I'm just gonna say red and blue because they're good, right? I go with the red and blue. I knew somebody was gonna say this. Raisinets are cool. I'm not a big fan of raisins. You know what I'm saying? The chocolate raisins are pretty solid. My son, Cairo, loves raisins. Big fan of them. So I stay away from those. Oh, he agreed. Yes. Okay. You agree with me on the icy. You got to mix the flavors, bro. You got to do the blue raspberry and the white cherry. And if you want the Coke one, you leave that by itself. You get that by itself. If I see you mix either blue raspberry and Coke or white cherry and Coke, I'm judging you and I'm looking at you differently, right? So it's the only 2 you can mix. All right. So number two, I have, and I think a lot of people, y'all start throwing it in y'all twos because I need to break this one down because I don't think anybody gonna necessarily agree with me. Number 2 is only because I think you might be able to get it from like a CVS or whatnot, but I see this often at movie theaters. This particular snack I'm about to say is an underrated snack, and that's chocolate chip cookie dough bites. Chocolate chip cookie dough bites are so gas. I don't know why. It's that one that you get from the movie theater. Hey, yo, you better go to your dentist, man. Look, last time I went to the dentist, I had no cavities, my boy. Check on me, man. No cavities. All right. Look, applaud. I had no cavities, bro. So yeah, look, you gotta make sure you wash. You gotta not wash. You gotta make sure you brush your teeth and you gotta make sure you floss. I was trying to say floss, not wash. Make sure you floss and make sure you use your Listerine too, so you don't, go to the dentist. Either way, Yeah, chocolate chip cookie dough bites. It's so good. If you haven't had it before, go to the movie theater, look for the chocolate chip cookie dough bites. It'll change your life. All right, y'all. So here we go. Number one, the number one thing, the number one movie snack. So as y'all putting those in, let me set this up, man. Let me set up this alley so I can dunk it. This particular snack, my number one, as people are putting theirs in, my number one is different. This number one you cannot, I won't personally do at a movie theater. This is my snack, period. My go-to snack. This is the snack that I'll watch if I'm watching a Netflix show, if I'm watching whatever. This is my go-to snack, and that's popcorn. Like microwave popcorn, preferably over Redenbacher, right? I may do an act 2 if that's available, if I go to the store, with hot sauce. We call it around these streets, we call it hot pop, right? We call it hot pop. But it's not just any particular hot sauce. Like, I'm not going to do no Texas Pete. I'm not doing no Louisiana. I got to have the Frank's hot sauce because the Frank's hot sauce has the flavor. You feel me? Hey, yo, shout out. Facts. Attack on Titan. If you ain't seen that, bro, fire anime. I'm not even a big anime fan, but that, man, that's a whole nother story. I'm not even getting to it. That's my joint, right? Hey, yo, that's a fact. It gotta be right. The machine gotta be right. Can't be too watery. Can't be too foamy. That watery one, bro, it just it gotta be right. The syrup, it just gotta be right. I agree with you. But hot pop, bro. So here's the thing. This is what I do on the hot pop, right? You pop your popcorn, you make sure it don't burn, because some of y'all be burning your popcorn. I already know. You don't let it burn. You put it in a separate bowl. You don't keep it in the bag. You put it in a separate bowl. Just know that you're gonna have to wash it. Put it in a separate bowl, and then you drink, like, you drizzle your hot pop on it. Shake it a little bit. You shake it, and then you pour some on again. Frank's hot sauce. Shake it up a little bit more. Pour some on. I promise you, it'll change your life. That's my one, right? That's my point guard. That's honestly, that's my shooting guard. That's my bucket. That is my bucket snack, is hot pop. All right. So yeah, that was our starting lineup today. I appreciate y'all joining in on that. This was fun, y'all. I appreciate all of you all joining in on the chat. Y'all been very interactive. This has been a lot of fun. We are on every Thursday at 7:30, right? Unless something crazy happens and we got to change it. But look, one thing I want y'all to do is, before y'all leave, make sure y'all comment on this, talk about how fire it is. Tell somebody, man. When, like, really, like, spread the word, because we're only going to grow because of what y'all are telling everybody about this particular podcast. So tell somebody.
Pull up on me. Pull up on me.
Tell somebody to pull up on us, man. Pull up to the pregame. Next week, we got some fun things as well. We're going to have another starting lineup. The starting lineup is the favorite thing everybody likes. So we're going to have another one. Shad and Vashti will be with us next week. But I appreciate y'all for pulling up on me, man. It's been fun. I hope y'all have a great rest of your week. Put the bell notification on, because you don't know when we go live. Sometimes, as you all saw before the Super Bowl, we went live on Sunday. And I'm not sure if y'all saw it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we may pop up on you and do a pop-up live. Speaking of live, we're going to do some live shows here very soon as well, where me, Vashti, Shad are all in one place, where y'all can pull up on us, take pictures, interact, have a good time. We got a lot of good things popping up on us. And also, I want to say this real quick. Let me pull this one up real quick. If y'all have any mailbag questions, we take mailbag questions from everyone as well. So basically, if you have any questions for us, if y'all remember, we had an anonymous person join, send us an email and basically talked about, like, whether they should tell their son, they're trash at sports, right? That is a hot topic. Do you tell your child that they're trash at sports, or do you let them go on? That's things that we want to talk about. So if you have any questions, pull up on us at the pregamepc@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, comment, subscribe to us on YouTube. Ask us any questions, man. We appreciate y'all. And we out of here. We appreciate everyone pulling up. And this has been Carlo, aka. You want to hear that one more time? Yeah, I do too. Carlo, aka. Y'all pull up on me next time. We out of here. Peace.